Hello, I'm Kevin, and thank you for your interest in how Epiphany AI math tutoring can help students learn better. This session is designed for both students and teachers to show how the entire interaction works and how it can help both students in finding issues as they come up and teachers in understanding where their students are having trouble. Let's start by logging in. So Epiphany is designed to help students catch those little mistakes they make along the way while they're doing their work that often interfere with real learning. It's also designed to help identify the types of mistakes that students are making, and there's the ability to share that information with teachers, tutors, and parents. Obviously, students have a chance to decide who can see that. Let's start out with this demo assignment, and we're going to try a couple of problems here. Let's start out with this first one. It's an algebra problem. And students go through and work on the problem step by step using whatever methods they want, using a wide range of different math symbols and features. It can be entered using a math language with text that many students are already familiar with, or you can enter it through our GUI and the different functions that are available for different types of things. So I'm going to start off this problem, 2x equals 8. I'm going to kind of skip a step there. And, oh, wait a minute. I made a little mistake. Let's see what happens here. Epiphany came back in this case and asked a few questions. Sometimes we'll do that, sometimes we won't. We give varying levels of advice to help people point students in the right direction, but we don't want to give them the answer. A lot of times we'll just say, hey, something's not right with that. Check it out, see if you can fix it. Under the hood, we have a math engine, so this is not AI solving the problem. It's a math engine solving the problem. Right now, we're limited to equations and equation-like things. We'll talk about that more a little later. And the student here could answer some questions. What did I do? I did minus x plus 1 on both sides, and then I simplified the left and right side. And, okay, it comes back, hey, try those one at a time. That's often a good piece of advice I give my students if they make little mistakes. It's easier and often faster to do it one step at a time. Well, let's see. Just subtract x from both sides. I get 2x minus 1 equals 9. Oh, and I see what I did. I'm supposed to add 1 here. 2x equals 10. And I can finish this up with x equals 5. It kept track of the responses I gave and some information about the reasons why I made those mistakes. And let's go on to the next problem, try something a little more complicated. Here's a calculus problem. And in this case, we're going to try working through this step by step. I've copied the responses here so that you don't have to watch me typing this all out. And, oh, I made a fairly typical mistake that often students make when doing a product rule problem using calculus. There we go. Double check the power rule. It didn't quite have it right here. Derivative product of functions. It kind of had the right advice. We're working on our advice. It's not perfect yet, but the math is right. We know this isn't the right answer, and we got students pointed in the right direction here. Right now, we're using what I call a level 3 set of advice. We've increased the amount of verboseness of our advice temporarily, but we have varying levels of advice. The default that I like to use is less advice, but eventually that'll be configurable and it'll self-adjust based on how the student's doing and their level of confidence and competence that they're showing in the work. Okay, oh, so there was a small mistake in implementing the product rule. Let's try and do this the right way. The product of a derivative, and there we go, that's the right speed. I don't know why that was slow for a minute. The derivative of each piece and the product of the other pieces. Going to continue with that. As I take the derivative of this piece right here, negative 4x squared minus 3x minus 4, I made a little mistake again. Something happened here, and this is not the product rule, it's actually the chain rule. But students can take a look at this, see what they did wrong, and I'm not going to answer more questions at this point. We're going to finish this up by fixing that chain rule problem. And we've got the right answer. This is not intended to be a completely self-grading system. It's designed to provide information. As a teacher, I can log in and look at how this student has done, or as a tutor or as a parent. Some parents are good with math, some parents not as much, but they might want to be able to see how students are progressing. I'm going to go to the homepage of my Epiphany teacher, and I have added them to my learning community. So this, I can now see the student's assignments, and I'm going to go to my student assignments and look at this particular assignment. You see both of these have a little red M next to them. I can identify all the problems that have mistakes in them and just look at those. I can look at information about the reasons for the mistakes. I can add comments. Here I can see this is the mistake step that was shown here. It's an algebra mistake. I use the opposite operation. And I'm going to put a comment in here. I put in a comment, good catch. It's okay to take more steps. It's often faster and more accurate. Good. And I can come over here to the calculus problem. Let's go back to the assignment. And here we have each of these steps here, and I can see the different types of problems. This was a product of derivatives instead of, that's not the right mistake type. Calculus chain rule, this is the right mistake type. And skip the derivative of u in that particular case. So the thing here is that teachers can see this information for individual students, like a tutor can, when they come by for the week, hey, let me see all the things you did this week. Let's look over some of the mistakes you made and see where you're having trouble. And it also looks at trends. So as part of the teacher tools, I can run various class reports to see how is this student doing? How are all my students doing? How did all my students do on last night's homework? And which problems did they have the most trouble with? So let's hop over back here to the student assignment again. One more thing I want to point out here. Let's go back to this assignment. And if I want to, I can print this assignment out and turn it in. It also includes all of the mistakes. We want to show the mistakes. It's not a bad thing to show the mistakes. That's what helps teachers help us learn. That's what helps tutors help us learn. Teachers can comment, but this is just the work. There's also some QR codes so people can connect with this if they want to. And the goal is twofold. First, help students catch the little mistakes along the way and identify foundational issues that they can work on to improve their overall material. Oh, that's the thing I wanted to show on the teacher page. I can share an assignment with a student. Let's say I want to go and manage students. Now, manage assignments. I want to share an assignment. I want to look at something from the Epiphanie library on the product rule. And let's look at all the assignments that I have available for that. Oh, differentiating with the product rule, I can take this and assign it to Epiphanie student, one of my students here, and tell them, hey, you should try this out, practice some of these problems. You need to do a little work on this. And this is then going to show up in that student's assignments, and they can try that out and practice the things they need help with. Great way to do some repetition and get some extra practice with some of the appropriate problems. Here's that product rule assignment that we had. And it also shares key information about what's going on, where students are having trouble with teachers and tutors and parents. Thanks for your interest. Happy to share more with you, and let me know if you have any questions.